yo, we back in this thing. We back in this thing. We back in this thing.
Hey. What's up, brother, man?
Chilling, man. Look like we got some new digs, brother.
Yeah. You know, I heard that the shop was open back up.
Yes, the shop is open. Listen, not only is it hooded season, but quarantine season's a little, it's going a little bit away. But we open up the shop, man.
Hold on, is it going away now? Come on now.
I hope so.
I don't know if it's going away. I want to be with you. You might be going a little bit. You might be parliament it a little bit too far right there. I hear what you're saying. It's not a total pushback. I'm just making the note that that quarantine life.
Listen. Now we need to be responsible. The responsible life should always be up and running.
Yeah.
Definitely wash your hands, social distance, wear your mask, all that stuff. Look, brother, I was in a store. I was picking up some pizza from a store, and there was this white gentleman who went over to the counter, and his mask was below his nose. Right, he has glasses and everything. And the people who were working behind the counter, they was like, brother, can you put your mask up, please? Can you put your mask up over here? He's like, no, if I do that, I won't be able to see. Like, brother, is your glasses gonna fog up? Like, I'm sure you make it work. So because you won't be able to see potentially
for a minute.
So
yeah, it's I'm thinking back to how I jumped on like quarantine moment because I'm still living in like the fear real, but I think it's responsible slow return is what we're in. So as we see, the barbershop is back open.
Yes.
You come in and you wash your hands.
Yes, sir.
We got the whole seats covered in plastic.
Yep.
Each of the what do you call those things? Those bibs. What do you call them?
Aprons.
The aprons. Each apron.
Yeah.
One apron per person. Take it off. Throw it in the wash. That's how I want to see the barbershop flow.
Oh, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yes, that's my.
Gotta do what we gotta do
for sure. Because this is real out here.
Oh my goodness, it's definitely real. And folks are talking about flu season coming up, and folks are worried about that. And I hope that. So man and I were talking. We're like, hopefully folks don't get reckless during Thanksgiving. It's like, yo, I gotta get out. I gotta go see fam. Nuck and numb. To the point where it's like, yo, come on. So we'll see. Hopefully everybody, keeps their wits about them and understands that this is a long-term thing that we have to get through to get to the other side.
Yeah, I'm already walking and hurting feelings. I'm not hugging. I'm not hugging. Like, back off. It's good to see you.
Wakanda forever all day. My dude.
I wish I could hug you, but don't.
You know what I mean? It's an introvert dream. It's like, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to make it. I heard you're gonna have. I just don't want to be a part of the crowd. I don't want to complicate things. Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen Thanksgiving, to be honest, because it's we can't be going to people, and then like all the traveling. What happens to those? What happens to your relatives in those states that's like off limits?
Yeah.
What you gonna do? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's but here in the barbershop, it's all good.
It's all good.
We're gonna make it work.
It's all good. So I guess before we get into like how your week's been, let's just get into how how you feeling, how you rocking. Then we can get into some libations, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. It's hoodie weather.
Hey, now what you got going on?
I had to pull this out from the shelf. It's a filmmaker named Ava DuVernay. She's on a couple of projects. And so back in the day, right before she won at Sundance, she reached out to a few of us, a few Black African-American filmmakers, Black filmmakers, and other Black film festivals. It was like, y'all want to start this thing called Affirm. There's an African-American festival releasing movement. And the whole idea was that wasn't nobody putting our stuff out the way we needed to put out. So she said, why don't y'all kick in a little bit of money, throw a few dollars this way and it'll be an investment or something. I was like, oh, cool. So I got a hoodie. See, I got the hoodie. See it right there. Affirm.
It's hoodie season, brother. I see it.
Affirm.
It looks like it's good material.
Oh, it's great material. As much money as I gave it, needs to be good material. you know. But I'm happy. I support it. I celebrate it. Yeah. We all got to come together, you know, and work together. So when I call, I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? Can we? I just want to go back to a moment in time, when we were sponsoring stuff and making things happen. So, but it's cool. I mean, it's great because she did it right before she won it. It was 2011. She was making her movie, trying to do her thing, and trying to pull together and pull something bigger and something out there. Because I think she was like, "Ain't nobody gonna play this. I make a beautiful movie, and what's gonna happen?" And then she went and won at Sundance, which I don't think she thought was gonna happen, and that changed everything. So I celebrate it, and it's great. And I'm also taking notes, like, okay, you know, it's good to be a part of the beginning, but we can't forget those that are standing around us. And I don't feel that way. I just want to make sure I deliver that message because it's nice to rock the hoodie. And what you got on? What you rock on?
Say it with your chest, brother. Go ahead. Say it with your chest, brother. Say it with your chest, brother. This is a throwback. You know, I think I purchased this. I want to say I purchased this back when I was at home. I can't remember. Or maybe back when I was in New York City, whatever. But it's a hoodie. But you know, it's a hoodie that's a sleeveless hoodie. You know, sleeveless hoodie. So I got for the coach underneath it. You know. So if I want to get colorful, if I want to put a little bit more, you know, if I'm in the barbershop and get a little hot, got some hot topics. Right. Got my heart on Africa. You see, everything cool, brother. Everything cool. So I got that. Throw the hood up, you know. Act like I'm in fall fashion week. You know, you know, everything. So everything's cool. You know, everything's cool. Just chilling, brother. Just chilling.
It's good stuff.
So what you sipping on today, brother?
You know, I felt today is the birthday of my friend Barbara, who we talked about before. Friend's mama, who introduced me to the Whistle Pig.
Hey now.
Yes, I still got my tag on because that's how we do.
Oh, tag life.
Total Tag Life, and it already hit the shoulders. So
hey.
I got some beautiful. I felt the need for some Whistle Pig today.
I hear that. Okay, brother.
How about you? What you got? And also I want to shout it out to Barbara. Happy birthday, Barbara.
Yes, happy birthday. I got a little bit of that bottom shelf royalty.
Oh, really?
Some folks might refer to it as a daily drinker. Other folks might refer to it as budget bourbon. But it's a bottom shelf royalty.
Yes.
Little Evan Williams, the white label, bottled and bond 100 proof.
Evan is the man. Evan, you know what? Evan is like, yo, my car broke. I got you.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, I'm $10 short. I got you. You know, I'm $10 short. Good luck with that.
I got you.
Right. You know, Evan is the one.
Yes.
You get in a pinch, like, yo, the next one around the corner. I got you. I meet you. Where we gotta be at? Don't know what happened. Where I gotta be.
You know, other people, E-Dub for short. People who know Evan, like I know Evan, E-Dub.
Right.
That's E-Dub for short. You know what I mean?
Always there. I ain't mad at Evans. I ain't mad at him at all.
Little E-Dub.
E-Dub is about that life.
Always ready.
Completely.
Oh goodness. Anything on your mind or heart to toast to, brother?
You know, the world is transitioning, the seasons are shifting, the sun is going down earlier, and we're still here. I think it's important for us to acknowledge and celebrate that we're here.
Yes.
I think that's important.
That's beautiful.
Being
here. That's beautiful.
Being here. Okay. Wish out. So what's on your mind, brother, man?
You know what? I mean, this week it's been a week. Hasn't been too wild of a week, but it's been a week. One of the highlights of my week was Amanda and I and our friend, we watched Jennifer Lewis's Uncensored. And I love me some Jennifer Lewis. My goodness. Voice is amazing. She can sing. She can act. Back in the day, she was doing all the moves and dancing. And just to hear her story, the things that I wasn't aware of, she's a bad mama.
She really is.
Bad mama. So it was great to watch, just to watch a beautiful Black woman with such a storied history of being in this industry and just being open and vulnerable and raw and giving so much wisdom. I felt like I was just sitting over at like a grandma's house, just sitting down, just hearing it all. So that was something that was good, brother. So in a week where, there's a lot of stuff that always happens to a point where it's like, oh my goodness, drain, burden. That was good. It lifted up a lot of things for me.
Where did you see this? Like, what was it? What was the venue?
So it's a show. It's TV One's Uncensored. Usually they have a lot of different ones I want to see. Mm-hmm. This one that I definitely wanted to see because, I've become a fan of Jennifer Lewis for a number of different reasons, but more recently, her performance on Blackish. Think about all the mamas she's played, and yeah, it was just good to learn about more things that I didn't know because I wasn't around or wasn't even checking for her back in the day because I was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I saw.
So I got to say, TV One be rolling it out. I gotta dig it up and make sure I see that. Probably on my car. I just gotta get to it. But you ever see her documentary Jackie's Back?
No.
Oh my god.
No. It says Jackie's back.
Jackie's back. I don't know where she's gone. I don't know where she's been. All I know is Jackie's back. That's
okay.
My dude, Robert Townsend made it.
Okay.
And it's a mockumentary where she's playing this like troublesome star that had a top 10 song called Yield, like a play on stop, like Yield. It was a breakout hit. And Whoopi Goldberg is her sister, and they interview her. She's like, Jackie is crazy. Like it's so good. She has her daughter, a girl who's her daughter, who is also her assistant, and her name is Entendre.
Okay.
Every 10 minutes, she's like, Entendre! With that voice she got? It's a total little like hidden behind the scenes cult classic thing. It is genius. You gotta watch Jackie's Back. Oh my god. You will be like, why haven't I seen this? Why was this presented to me? Like, you will laugh your head off and be amazed. Jackie's Back. And just she has all these musical numbers where it's almost like, is this really good or really horrible? I can't tell. She's acting and performing, but when she sings that song Yield, and she's playing this like diva that's like, I'm so glad you're making this film about me. I've been denied for so long. And like you can see her like, I'm telling you, move them dishes. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Entendre is like the loyal duty daughter that's really present. Yeah, so Jennifer Lewis is phenomenal.
Look.
Phenomenal. And I worked with her extensively once. Did I tell you that?
No.
I worked with her on a movie called Dirty Laundry.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because I remember you told me about Dirty Laundry because I had sent you a meme or something. You was like, "That's from my movie. That's from my film." I was like, "Well, all right, yeah, okay."
She plays Letty, Aunt Lettuce,
and
she's a mess. It's amazing. It's amazing. She's married to like the biggest car salesman in town, and she's like that lady in church that's always there and always like shouting the hardest and singing the hardest. And the thing she walked on set and she's like, I'm so glad to be here, everybody. I want you all to know that I'm bipolar and I got issues, but I handle myself and I show up and I'm present, and that's a part of who I am. And I don't. It was so like you didn't have to do all that because we all come in with grand respect. Because when you see me acting a little wild, that's because I got to work things out. She said, I do what I got to do to take care of myself. I show up, I do my job, but I have no shame in how I come forward. And that was so impressive.
That's real.
That was so impressive. I was like, wow, this woman is amazing. And day one, she showed up and was like spot on amazing. Like amazing. She was fantastic. I love her.
No, she seems like one, if Remember we had that conversation way back when we were talking about who we would invite over to our dinner party, you know, and will Brown be served? Listen, we don't even need a dinner party. Can we like, hang out for a little bit? We sit outside, sit on the porch, some lemonade. Brown does not need to be involved. Like, give me some lemonade and just some time. And like, I would love to sit down.
She's one of those people you'd be like, Dad, it's 11 o'clock already?
Wow.
Because y'all be going hard because she's just that funny. Just that a trip and out of control and amazing. I love her.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so I need to watch Jennifer Lewis Uncensored.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I encourage other folks to watch it too. I think there's a little bit in there for everybody.
You said you learned some stuff. Tell me some things you learned.
So here's the thing. I know I was familiar with Dreamgirls, familiar with the reboot and the original, but I did not know that she was in the mix about whether or not she would be in Dreamgirls. Ultimately Jennifer Holliday, got that piece where she's singing and acting, just a powerhouse. I went back and listened to her singing now. When she's singing again on the BET Awards with Jennifer Hudson. My goodness, Jennifer Holliday. My goodness. Yeah. So I learned about that part. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about some of the other pieces in terms of her life. Talking about being, I think, the youngest of 7. Her mother had 7 kids by the age of 26.
Woo!
7 kids by the age of 26. I think her mother's mother, so her grandmother, had 16 children. And I think her mother might have been her mother was the oldest of 16. So her mother was the oldest of 16. She was the youngest of 7. And, singing stories and singing songs, telling stories about her upbringing, the trials and the tribulations, talking about being bipolar, talked about molestation and things of that nature. Just putting it all out there, really talking through that trauma and talking about how we need to work through our trauma and talking about therapy and talking about sex addiction, talking about all of these things, just so honest and open and just like funny and witty and raw with all of it. It's just, if I don't know, like I would love to see her do a one-woman show.
Yeah.
I need it in my life. Like she would be amazing.
Be incredible. Yeah, she's triple threat.
Like my goodness.
Act, all of it.
My goodness. So those are the things I learned, good brother.
Okay. Jennifer Hudson. I mean, goodness gracious, Jennifer Lewis.
A lot of Jennifers. Listen, you want someone talented, name them Jennifer.
Exactly right. That's kind of funny. That's kind of real. I like that. Yeah, I'm so okay. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you give that to the people because we need that.
Yes, sir.
She has called herself. Is the godmother of Hollywood. And you think about like it's really great to see her, and it's our time. But you think about all the legends we hear about and wonder if they got this same sort of thing. Like I think about Eartha Kitt. She kind of got it with the Batman and Robin TV series, like the revamp, the rebirth. But Eartha Kitt was incredible, like incredible, and the way she worked it out, and that time period too. Come on, I think about Josephine Baker, what her life was like, and what she went through, and how things went down, and I think about a number of people. So it's really powerful to see her get this attention. I hope the money too. Because she deserves it all. Because she's brilliant.
Yes,
she's brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Jennifer Lewis Uncensored. Top of the list.
Yes, sir. So, what about you, brother? Anything that struck you this week, or anything that you want to bring into the barbershop?
Yeah, it's I want to bring something delicately into the barbershop.
Okay.
Because I'm not a Black woman, so I can't speak to a Black woman's experience. Set that up. And I'll say that. And I celebrate everyone find their own ways to express themselves and communicate and find things. And I have no right to talk about how a Black woman wears her hair. No way to criticize it at all. I support Black women. Wear your hair any way you want to. I say all that to say, because I got blasted by somebody saying that I was hurting and harming Black women, especially young Black women, when I criticized Megan Thee Stallion Is it Meg or Megan? It's Megan Thee Stallion, not Meg Thee Stallion.
It's Meg Thee Stallion.
Meg.
Yeah, it's Meg Thee Stallion. Maybe on a resume it might be Megan Thee Stallion. No, I'm joking. I don't Meg Thee Stallion.
No, I celebrate. I'm like, do your thing. Like, do your thing. Like, get it. It's beautiful to see her like be the shape and the size of a Black woman, controlling things. That's beautiful, and I celebrate that. She appeared on Saturday Night Live last weekend, I guess, and she was dancing in front of a Malcolm X. She was dancing, and it was all about power, and they stopped putting their fists up, and his Malcolm X quotation ran across was on a wall. And I think you heard him speaking too, and they were quiet, hands up, and it said, the line where Malcolm X talks about women, who taught you to hate your own hair? And I saw that, and I was looking, and it was her and a bunch of backup dancers. They looked amazing. They looked absolutely amazing, beautiful. And there were some had a natural rock, but all I could think was like, because her thing is like a weave, like way, 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 way down. And a lot of her performance is about moving it and shaking it. I look at that and I was like, that's not what most Black women's hair does naturally. And my mind went to, it's a bit ironic in a sense that the quotation from Malcolm X is talking about being proud and loving your hair, and the imagery of the lead, most successful big one running the show is waving her hair like Becky, I found myself being like, I feel bothered by this, but do I have a right to even say anything about it or speak about it? I went on social media and was like, I find it problematic that someone had a Malcolm X quotation about Black women loving their hair, and it's like the most, I think I said it, it's like the most dismissive, hateful judgment against Black women's hair by her appearance. That's what I put out there, and got like mad pushback. You're harming young Black girls trying to find their way, and I'm enjoying. You see, it's a thing now. You walk around and you see the girls with these eyelashes like the size of hands.
Oh my goodness!
Hair that's like orange or green or red. I'm like, yo, express yourself. I love it. I love it. I loved it. And I feel like I don't think those Black women are looking at a white woman and thinking about a white woman's hair. I don't think they're doing that. They're doing what's inside the culture because it's been taken in. But my mind goes to, it's still influenced by an outside existence. The long flowing hair, Like it's influenced by that. And I'm like, I just find myself, I keep quiet about it. And then I see those same moments where people are still in the good hair, bad hair conversation. And like those, if you're going to rock a wig or a weave, I want you to take it out and be like, yo, this is beautiful too. But I don't have the right to say that because I don't have to deal with that situation of that life or walk through the world as a woman. So I'm conflicted because I'm like, I don't know what to do or say in this space where I'm like, can I speak to this or what? Or what? I don't know. What you think? I'm a little torn about it. What you think?
I mean, I think you raise a lot of things that we need to take apart in different ways. First and foremost, folks be checking for the bundles. They out there shopping for the bundles, right?
Yeah.
Yaki got that wet and wavy, got that Brazilian, they got all that, right? Understand. Don't get me started about where they get it from.
Boom.
Don't get me started about
boom.
Who is the ones that's selling that in your neighborhood? Who owns those stores? How do they treat you if you're not buying it? Even when you're buying it.
Oof.
So don't get me started on that piece. And even so much so that I've seen folks practice cooperative economics, not people from our culture, but folks practice cooperative economics to the point where they found ways to bar Black-owned hair and beauty supply stores from entering their market space.
Really?
So when you think about supply and demand, when we try to own our own, because again, at the end of the day, if you want to rock your hair a certain way, that's your prerogative. But also think about the other pieces. If you're talking about Black power, if you're talking about supporting each other, can you at least buy that from a Black-owned business to keep the dollar in the culture? So that's a separate piece, which is just a whole nother conversation. The other piece is, I think what you're saying, we've gotten to a point as a people, in my opinion. Folks might call it being politically correct. I won't call it being politically correct. I will call it being too precious and expensive to actually listen to. I didn't say agree with. I said listen to an alternative perspective. Just listen to it. Like, we can have a conversation about it. And as long as you're not threatening my life, literally, let's have a conversation that might be uncomfortable for me, might be uncomfortable for you, and let's just figure it out. So I think sometimes we get to the point where there's message and messenger situations.
The
message that you bring out is true, but folks might not be able to get to that message because you are the messenger.
Right.
And they might have arguments about whether or not you should be the messenger.
Right.
But if there's someone who identifies as a woman who gives that same message, can it be heard? My experience is it can be, but there's also pushback to the message, period. So I don't think it's a messenger piece. It's really the message, because we still haven't figured it out. How can we truly be free, but our signal of freedom is that of the oppressed or oppressor? I mean, of the oppressor. Like, how I don't know how to make sense of that. Additionally, we were having a conversation before about the memification of things. Right? And it's like, you can't have certain things shouldn't go hand in hand together. I mean, and I understand about the nuances and complexities of who we are, but I'm not going to sit here in one way and be like, listen, I'm a feminist. Matter of fact, I'm a womanist, all for my sisters. And the next song I play at the conference,
exactly.
I say, "Mom in the bed,
Exactly.
I don't know how it works. Like words need to match up with deed.
I know. You bring me to. I was in my car. That Snoop and all them ain't no fun if your homies can't. And I was like, I can't do this, but I can't do this, but I remember a year ago, a friend of mine, PhD from Harvard. This is before we stopped with R. Kelly, and she's like, man, listen, she said, I know she said this to me like 10 years ago. She's like, I think about all the accusation here about R. Kelly, and that I've seen that video, and it's really terrible. But I'm telling you, that tongue song, when I'm up on the table, it's like, and she's like, it's like, I'm torn. It's hard. Because I'm like, I got a PhD from Harvard in education, and I'm out there fighting for equity and justice. I'm over in other countries building schools for girls. But I hear R. Kelly, that toy song, and I'm like, Luckily, that's done. That's done. I was in a public space, and the guy was playing out loud, and I was like, yo, we don't do R. Kelly anymore, do we? So yeah, that thank you for the idea of the messenger versus the message and the reception. Because the way I ended it was, I was like, just because it hurts doesn't mean it's wrong. That's what I meant when I was saying my line. But I talked to another young sister, and she gave me some great knowledge. She said, you make me think about the moment. There's that picture of Little Kim and Lauryn Hill giving up, like hugging. And all you could think was like what Lauryn Hill talks about, fake nails done by, her breaking it down. And Nicki Minaj is like the face of all of that. And my young sister, she said, you might do better in these conversations to ask questions and talk about how you think things should be.
Yep.
Like I could. That's and this is the beauty of the process. You learn as you go along. I should have been like, can I talk to you about this, because I'm confused, in terms of what can and cannot happen in these situations. Is it, how do you feel? I should have asked about how she felt about it, as opposed to being like, this is wrong because I
mean, and I think that's right. It is right. But if I can trouble things a little bit more, because I like to trouble things. And when we talk about, who has the right to critique? I want to put it out there, because when we talk about toxic masculinity, is it always coming from the brothers? No. In fact, it should be. It should be. That's the problem. It should be. And I understand the power dynamic. I understand how someone who might be on the other side of that power or privilege, which is the more so oppressive or marginalized side, is speaking truth to power. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I really get that. But I wonder if we can ever get away from a space where people say, you don't have a right to say anything.
Yeah.
You do.
You do.
And I also have a right to say, I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Or also have a right to say, shut up. Like how do we get to a space where we welcome that dialogue and really get after it? Because there's sometimes when it's like, just because you don't like the fact that I'm saying it, whether because I'm the messenger or you don't like the message, or maybe it's both, doesn't mean I don't have the right to say it. Now, I might not be the best authority to speak on the matter. Mm-hmm. That's a different story, because we can argue about the folks like Sister Megan. Some folks might be in their consciousness, they might be growing in their consciousness. Are they necessarily the best person to speak on certain things? We could talk about that. Do we appreciate that it's being like awareness is being raised because folks who might not access this material is probably accessing it because they access you? We can have that conversation, but just to silence someone, that's why, you know, I don't know. It's dicey. It's dicey. It's messy for a number of different reasons, but I want to know if we can get to that space where it's like, that hurt, and here's why it hurt. Okay, that's not what I meant.
Right. Yeah. It's a muy complicado. Complicated. I also think, you know, I think of this often, and it's what we do in a world, and it's a pop culture moment, and it's a moment of like no critical thought attached to the experience. And I think about the situation around notions of beauty and notions of what looks right. And that same young sister said to me, she's like, you know, we as a culture, we love to bust on people. Like it's a thing. Like, why you wearing that? You know, like bust hard. And that comes up. But then I think about how people at 9 a.m. would be like, "Oh, she look ugly. She don't look good. Her nose is weird. Her lips are da da da." And then by 1 o'clock, they're like, "Ew, why they get plastic surgery?" I'm like, see that a million of you just talked about how she's not attractive. Nose is too wide. Her lips are too big. Her this or that, this that. And then you're surprised she gets plastic surgery. Like, I look at Lil' Kim. You know, and Kim was beautiful.
Talk about it, my brother.
And I'll say it because she needs to hear it. She still is a beautiful Black woman, but the augmentation, the Hollywoodification of her face, is heartbreaking, and her body. Like who's around her? Be like, no, you look good, you look good, you look good, you look good, you look good. Like that's not people that love you. In my opinion, to let you go down that path and then let you walk around like that, I'll let you get there.
Yes,
because it's like, what you were fine, you were beautiful, and you know, it's I know it's Hollywood, it's entertainment, and you're trying to make money and stay relevant, but that stuff just looks botched and it's sad.
Yeah, and I mean, self-hatred is real. And self-hatred is taught. It's taught. Whether it's from your family, whether it's from those around you, whether it's from the powers that be, or whatever you want to call it, it's taught, it's learned, it's internalized oppression, all that stuff that's a result of, you know, racism, oppression, etc., all these things. And it hurts, it does hurt my heart too. It hurts my heart because gorgeous, the way God made her. And it's like, nah, you good. You real good.
Yeah, that self-hatred is like taught from early on. Too dark, big nose. But I'm thinking of Song of Solomon when Nell's mother from a little kid had her pinching her nose. It was too big from like a little kid. Putting a clothespin on her nose to like set it up. And it's like, you're just caught up in notions of white beauty. You know. Did you see the Barbie's friend talking about racism, little video?
No. No. No, I did not.
Oh my gosh. So it's this little clip and it's Barbie and it's animated. So it's them like talking and she's talking to, I think her friend name is Kim, and Kim is black. And they're talking about stuff. And Barbie's like, we need to talk about race and racism because racism is really bad. And Kim is like, yes. Kim's like, yes, we need to deal with this. Da, da, da. And so Barbie goes on, because we had to turn around. She's like, Kim, do you have experiences of it? And Kim was like, well, yeah. Remember the time we were selling something on the beach? That day you sold a lot more than me. And I sold a lot less. People just went by because I'm black. And Barbie's like, no way did that happen. And Kim's like, I think her name is Kim. She's like, yeah, you know. And I watched it and I was like, okay, this is give the kids something. All right. And then she went on and she's like, and also remember in French class, you know, I took the test to get in the French advanced class. And even though I did the test very well, they didn't promote me in it. And Barbie's like, what? You are the best speaking French. You speak French better than any of us. And she's just in this thought of just incredulous and can't believe it. And Kim is like, yeah, this isn't real. Barbie's like, we have to stop this. This is so uncool. I was like, so when you going to talk about excluding dark black skin for the past 100 years practically, this is all nice and cute and good. But think about all the little kids that want to have the long flowing blonde hair and went back and forth. And even the black, I remember my sister had black dolls. She ain't had black hair.
Mm-hmm.
It was permed and long and fried and I was like, where's the little afro? Where's the afro doll?
Mm-hmm.
None of that. So it's just, and once again, I look at things from a distance, but that's all I could think with the Barbie. I was like, that's nice again, little kids, little girls thinking about it, you know, but where's the other conversation?
Yeah.
Where's Barbie going, you know what? Systemic racism is real and I apologize to you.
Mm-hmm.
For all that we did to perpetuate it.
Yeah, what is Barbie going to say? You know what, Kim? I realized this whole time I've been a basic Becky.
Exactly.
I was like Kim was checking for me not because I'm cool, but because I'm white.
Right.
But,
completely.
I don't know.
Been the literal and material face of racism for nearly a century.
Racism by Mikael.
Right, exactly. It's so much these performative race discussion and conversations now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really incredible, and I'm hopeful that these things that are happening will move us to a new space, you know. But we can't ignore the work, and we can't be superficial and topical about this stuff. We got to go deep inside ourselves.
So here's the thing, brother. I think, I don't know, you know, now that the shop is open, now that we got the shop open, we saved enough ducats, you know, had to pull from retirement in certain spaces, you know, to open the shop back up. It'd be cool to see if we can get some folks to, I don't know, have a conversation about the message and messenger, particularly when it comes to the things that we feel like we want to speak on, but maybe shouldn't speak on, and vice versa. That might be something dope for us to explore.
I'm with it. I'm a yes. Let's bring them in, and have them have a conversation with us.
Because we need to learn too. We need to learn.
We do.
We really do. We really do.
Life is all about learning.
Yes.
No doubt. I'm with it. Maybe we can get Jennifer Lewis to come on.
Woo!
That'd be amazing.
Well, I'll be here the whole time.
I know, right? Yes, ma'am. She's so funny. You'd be like, she's going, and then she breaks out into a song.
Oh my goodness!
It's great. Oh, so I was that same movie. It was her, Loretta Devine, Jennifer Lewis, Terry Vaughn, Rockman Dunbar, some more. Oh. Some more is the best. Some more is the best. She's funny. Like some more is like just walk around hilarious. And they all were so professional. I felt so lucky. I was like, we even had Dottie Peoples and what's his name? Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones too.
That was the blackest thing in the world. That was the blackest movie ever. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Bobby Jones.
You had Bobby Jones in that piece too. Okay.
And Saudi people. It was amazing.
That's beautiful.
Amazing. I'm so fortunate that I got to have that experience. Like so incredibly fortunate. It's mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Well, how about we toast to?
I think we need
to life, learning, and laughing.
Oh, the 3 L's.
Yes.
Love it. It's good.
That's real good. Real good.
Age 10 years.
Listen, well, I'm glad the shop's back open, man.
Me too. I miss being inside the shop. Come on.
Yeah, make sure you pay your rent on your chair, man.
Yeah, you be like that. You be like that. Like, can I see your receipts for the day? You're like, yeah, I'm still cutting.
Now you know we do community tips, brother. You know we do. What's your tip in the job?
Community tips. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh goodness. Well, it's the Brown Juice Barbershop.
In a new space, back up at the space. Look at this.
Got the light shining. Look like we paid the bills, baby.
I know, right?
Got the lights on, electricity still working. You know, we good.
Hey.
So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.
Brown Juice Barbershop.
We out.